Good morning, my friends. It is Tuesday, December the 16th.
No, it is not.
I'm just seeing if you're awake.
It is
Boom.
November.
November. Oh my
still.
goodness. It's almost Christmas time.
Lots
nonetheless.
of people are decorating for Christmas.
Yeah, because we got nothing better to do. Because we're still like,
It's not true.
we're not even on lockdown.
We have lots better to do.
Are we on lockdown? It feels
No.
like we kind of are, but aren't.
We're not on lockdown at all.
I feel like we still act like we are, like we're wounded.
No, I think
Like
that lots of people
PTSD.
I think maybe lots of people have realized that they had really busy
Yeah.
lives and schedules.
And people like eating at home now and cooking.
We would like a slower pace of life.
Being engaged in the homestead. Yeah, I've noticed that too. There's not really rush hour traffic to any degree.
No, there's just constant construction traffic.
Yeah, they're doing construction.
It's different.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm wearing
morning.
red today. I don't typically wear red.
No,
Red's not my color. Part of my fitness program and weight loss program and maintenance of my physical health is wearing black. No, it's true. You can't laugh at...
It's a common...
Like, you shouldn't laugh at somebody's desire to be physically fit and looking good.
It's not a fitness program. That's not a fitness
No,
program.
because at some level, and not... Like, I see you taking pictures of yourself. And at some level, I get to see myself.
Just to be clear, because I have to send them to my coach.
Well, she has a coach. And so black is very slimming. And like, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm in a delusion. I have no real idea because no one really says anything about my black. Like, man, you're looking good today.
Thank you for joining me in my workout this morning.
But maybe it will work today if somebody's like, oh, you gain a little bit of weight, bro. No one says that, though, no matter what. So you can say it to me. Does this shirt make me look fat?
No. See?
It doesn't even work with a guy. Like, when you say that to me, I get anxious. Like, I have an anxiety. My hands go like clammy and cold. Does this shirt make me look?
I never ask you that.
No, you have.
I don't actually ask you
Does
that.
this shirt make me look frumpy?
I don't
Does
ask
this
you
shirt... You have.
I don't.
No, I want you to care more about what I think about you. Because I think a lot about you. I think I love your gray hair and your glasses and your eyeballs. Your eyeballs are blue. It's great. Mine are dark. All right, there. What do you want to? What are we going to do? A reading? Are you just going to sit there?
Yeah,
and,
I'm just waiting for you to use up all your words.
Oh, thank you very much.
You had a lot to say.
Okay.
It's all very well to tell us to detach our minds from the problems we're living with, but how do you do it? Asks an Al-Anon member, because we're reading from an Al-Anon book right now. Isn't it? It isn't easy when we're embroiled in all kinds of trouble day after day, with one decision after another to make, and only a confused mind to make them with. There must be some small bit of time during the day when we can lift our thoughts out of the swamp of confusion, if only to express a few words and think of their meaning. Let go and let God. Live and let live. Easy does it. Those are some sayings. Slogans in the program. Today's reminder. I know that constant dwelling on my troubles lessens my ability to see them clearly and make wise decisions. I will not complicate the present by reviewing the past, nor will I dread what may happen tomorrow. One way to make detachment easier is to eliminate the past and future from my thoughts. He who frees himself of hampering regrets from the past and worry about what lies ahead will find himself able to deal with the present. Do you want me to read that again? I didn't read it.
Yeah, read it again. No, you read it fine. I got it, but I think it deserves a round 2.
He who frees himself of hampering regrets from the past and worry about what lies ahead finds himself able to deal with the present.
Good morning, Janet. Thank you for joining us. We are in a contemplative meditation. The meditation would be the swamp, the mind swamp. I'm reminded of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, where it says like our problem centers in our thinking, in our mind. And we live in that, and our thinking keeps us sick. And so it would be not a problem in my drinking if I never drank. So I have a problem when I start drinking, I don't stop. But that would be nullified if I never started in the first place. Like, you're allergic to peanuts, and I've never seen you purposely take a peanut butter because you're a little bit hungry with a Ritz cracker, my go-to. I usually eat beet crackers, but nonetheless, I've never seen you do that no matter how hungry you are. But even though I have negative consequences to my drinking, my thinking always takes me back, whether it's a week or two or a month out. My thinking is sick, and that's where my problem centers. And so then when I get into recovery, I know that God restores our thinking and restores our mind, and it comes in its proper place as a tool, but not running the show. And so I know in early recovery, and I'm talking like 2 years of my recovery, I had the swamp mind because my thinking was always bringing me back to obsessively thinking the worst about everything. And my mind is actually trying to get me tired enough, worn out enough to go drink. And so my mind is playing against me and wants this ease and comfort because now I have this life and there's so much responsibility and there's so much like debt and it's so hard. But that's what my mind is telling me, like using every day and all day and going on benders and not being able to stop and spending all my, that's harder. So I know that there's this period of mental tension and only God can relieve me of that. Only God can take away that mental obsession.
Right.
And so I think this is great of like my mind can easily sit in a swamp. And I was reminded of our friend, and she's in what's that called? What school? Like herbology and naturopath. And one of her projects was that she had to go foraging and make dinner. So she thought she would bless her husband to make dinner as she foraged with her hands. And so she foraged and grabbed all the things to make a beautiful meal. And she actually foraged in a swamp. And so he ate the meal and he was barfing and diarrheaing for like 2 days later. and that's what comes out of a swamp meal. So is my mind feeding my life? And that's,
you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what
Remember,
you don't know.
we saw our friend at the gas station and I was like, oh, you guys have done such a beautiful garden this year. I saw on Facebook you planted a garden. And he said, yeah, and I poisoned my family. His family was so sick for like a week because he didn't know that if you're going to use rainwater, you actually, like if you're going to collect rainwater in a barrel, there's actually a tablet that you have to put in so that you don't poison your family with E. coli. He's like, oh yeah.
And so that's kind of like my mind leading the show. Even today, even in recovery, like my mind shouldn't be running the show. The Spirit of God should be leading my spirit. And that's what gives me life. But it's so easy to start using my mind because I think most of the time my mind's right. My mind is a great calculator.
So part of reprogramming my mind, I like to talk about my favorite app, which is free. And it's called 1 Minute Pause app, and you can download it for free. And it literally starts with a 1 minute pause, and you can just play it whenever. You can set reminders so that it'll pop up on your phone to pause in the day. And so it just comes like it comes up like 2-3 times a day. It gives you like, it tells you how many days in a row. It gives you like stats if you're competitive and you like to stats. And then over time, it opens longer pauses. And so for me, I started with the 1 minute pause, which was challenging for me. I wasn't the kind of person that could usually like do that kind of thing. And then it opens a 3 minute pause, and then it opens a 5 minute pause, and then it has other ones that it opens later. And I found that so helpful for me.
And so you're talking about actually getting in the game and actually cooperating with the Spirit of God to help your mind get out of the swamp.
Yeah.
And so they suggest the slogans as well. So prayer and meditation is what you're talking about, which gets our minds out of the swamp.
Well, that's really part of where the serenity prayer comes in so useful. Like, there's lots of things that initially when I was trying to retrain my brain, and I was like in our early recovery when you were first getting sober and I wanted to kill you, slogans were very helpful. Like I would repeat the serenity prayer over and over and over because literally everything feels out of control and you just, I don't know how to deal with my emotions. I don't know how to deal with this person who is in my home all the time now. And, as much as I wanted you to be sober, all of a sudden you were sober and around every day. And that was challenging. And so there are like science and scientists and doctors, like they actually show like there are these things that we can do that slow us down, that can retrain the pathways of our brain.
And it's not about putting behavior managements because you can't outbehave our diseases, but it's about getting in the game and being proactive and getting off the couch and actually like, when I see like a football game, you got so many people in the stands, but we're actually being invited into the game. And so it's very dangerous when we get cravings and thinkings and overwhelmed and full of self-pity and insecurities. Those are the swamp of the mind. And I have to get out of that. I have to get out of danger. We were in the west coast of Canada. And remember, we were just watching, we were on this rock by the ocean, and there was like massive, the waves were coming and the big explosion because of this rock. And there was a couple of kayakers that were stuck.
Yeah. And people were trying to help them. We were up really high.
Yeah. I had thought about helping, and I'm like, there's so much current and anger in the water. I'm like, I'm just going to pray.
You're going to have to rescue me.
I know. And it was like, but is that what I'm doing with my mind? I'm standing at the rock and the precipice and just leaning over and thinking the spray is all good. I really have to get back onto dry ground, onto shore. And this life that I have in recovery is a walk down the beach. It's not a rescue mission with the undertow and the smashing waves. I'm here to collect seashells by the seashore.
On the beach?
On the beach. Life is a beach. Wow.
Good example.
Never said that before. So that's how we get out of the swamp mind, is we really got to invite God into it, start doing prayer meditation. Awesome insight. 1 minute pause app is start with a minute throughout the day. And then really like get in those slogans of live and let live and let go, like let go and let God. I'm not choosing what to let go. I'm letting go of everything and everyone. And so we leave you with that today. Today is Tuesday. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for
Goodbye,
watching.
guys.